Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this playlist now we are going to see about arrays in C. So in our previous video we have seen about while loops, right? So hope you understood that and I hope you solved that homework problem also. So first let me teach that homework problem. So we need to check for palindromy number, right? So what we want to give? First we want one number to check whether it is a palindromy or not. So using scanf, I am going to get that input. Okay. Then I want to store in a temp, right, that number. So I am just storing n in temp variable. Then what I am supposed to do? So first I want to initialize one rev variable to store the reverse number, and that the same code we return for our reverse number, right? So our n should be greater than 0 and we want to check for our condition should be our n, if it is become 0 it will terminate the loop, right? So first we will initialize one digit for our last number. We need to take our last number means we need to modulus it with 10, right? Then for build a reverse number we just need to rev into 10 plus our digit, right? Then if you don't understand this line or you are seeing this in a new video, so please preview the previous video and come, okay? Then only you will understand this line. Then I am removing last digit from n by using this divided by 10, and finally I am gonna check if our ref equal to temp, then we should just print the number is palindrome, right? Else printf the number is not palindrome, right? So instead of number I will just give the n, okay? So I am giving a 10 instead of n I am giving a n. So this is the code for the checking the palindrome number. So you will just first run this problem. So I have given a 1 to 1 and see why we are getting 0 here, because our n will become at last 0, right? So instead of n I should write temp here, because I have stored that n value in temp, right? So right, so now I am running this program. So I am giving 1 to 1 and it is showing the 1 to 1 is palindrome, right? So next I am giving a non-palindrome number, see like 345, and it is saying that 345 is not a palindrome, okay? So this is how we are gonna write solution for palindrome number. So hope you understood this problem. If you write the solution correct, yeah, it is good. If you did anything wrong, don't worry, we are just learning from this scratch. So don't worry, try to solve more problems and practice by yourself. So now we are move on to the arrays, okay? So this is the important topics in C. So basically what is array? So array is a collection of elements of the homogeneous types of data types, right? So homogeneous is nothing but a same type of data types stored in a continuous memory location, right? And it is accessed using an index. So what is mean by index? Index is used to access the elements from the array, right? So the index will be starting from 0 and it will go till the array length minus 1, right? So index will be start from 0 and it will goes through length minus 1, that is array length minus 1. So why we are using array? So what is the need of array, right? So if I want to store a 5 marks in one variable means I want to declare 5 variable mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, mark 4, mark 5, right? So instead of writing like that, I am making one array, that is one continuous memory location array. I am storing 5 subjects in that one variable itself using array. Okay, so here you can see, instead of writing this 5 variable, I am just using array and make it as one variable, right? And storing all the 5 subject in a single variable. We can store only same type of data types in array, right? We cannot store it like string, float, data types or int. It is not a heterogeneous type. It can be stored only homogeneous type of data. So what is the advantages of array means? It reduces the number of variables, right? See, we have there declared 5 variables, but with using array we declare only one variable, that is marks, right? And we can easily manage the data, right? So while using this array, it will works efficiently with the loops also. Okay, so next we will see some how to declare an array and how to initialize an array and syntax and some examples. So first we will see array, right? Array means it is a continuous block of memory, right? Continuous block of memory means it look like this. It will continuously allocated in a memory location, right? So it is a continuous. Can you see? It is a continuous block of memory, right? So array is a continuous block of memory in a memory location, right? So we can be get or fetch the elements by using the index value, right? And we uses index value to assign values to it, to remove it, to update it. So index is the main important thing in array. Without index there is no array. Okay, so using index value only we are going to fetch the data, updates the data, and we are going to store the data. Okay, so I have tested you index, right? So what does index means? Index is used to access the elements from an array, right? So how this index represent? So here how many elements we have? So how many boxes we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means our array length is 5, right? So based on the length, this box will continuous, right? So if I given 6 as length, the continuous memory location has 6 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So but now I have here 5 boxes. Now how will the index represent? For one box, it will have one index number, right? So starting from 0. So that is from left to right, right? So starting from 0, for this box it has 0 index, right? Then here it will have 1, here it will have 2, and here it will have 3, and here it will have 4. The index will be assigned from 0 to length minus 1, right? If I given the length as n means it should be become n minus 1. Up to n minus 1 the index will be assigned, right? So using this index value we are gonna assign, store, delete, fetch from the array. Okay, so I hope you understood this index. Without index the array element cannot be accessed or do something with that elements. So hope you understood the importance of index. So using the index we are gonna make operations in this array. Okay, the index will be start from 0 and it will go still up to n minus 1, that is length minus 1, right? So now we are going to see about the syntax of array, how to declare, how to initialize. Okay, so declaration of array. See, first our syntax is what data types it represent, right? I have already said you array is a homogeneous type of data type. So we need to specify what data type the array should contain, right? So first the syntax is, first we want to write our data type and we just want to give the name, right? So the array name should be given, then we need to given the size of the array. If I want to store 5 elements, then I want to give the size as 5, right? So the size is a very important. Okay, so without giving the size it will throw an error. So the size is a very important. Okay, so let me show you how to declaration of the array. So we will create one new folder, that is arrays.c. So now we are going to learn about arrays, right? So first one is declaration, right? So how to declare an array? We have seen the syntax, right? So syntax is what? Data type, array name, and then we should write size here, right? So first we will declare one array. So data types means we have data types like int, float, strings, right? Char, not strings, that is basically char array. So int, that is our data type, and we have something like array name, right? So I am giving like array. The array name is array. Okay, then I want to define a size, how much element it has, right? So I am giving it as 5, right? Int array 5, the size is 5. It can be stored up to 5 elements, right? So if I didn't give any size and I am running it, so what you are seeing, you have one compilation, right? Compilation failed because see, you are seeing the error like array size missing in array, right? The array size missing in the array variable. So I have said you right, size should be mentioned because it is mandatory, right? So size should be, see, if I mention the size and run, there is no error. Okay, so you should learn to read the errors. Okay, what the error said, what we did wrong, you should know the errors also. Okay, so this is how you are gonna declare an array. Okay, so next it is a declaration of array we have seen. So now we are going to see about the initialization of the array. So declare means we doesn't give any element to that, we just declare with size. Okay, so if we declare on one array, it will stores the default value in memory location. So if we see means, see, I have declared one integer array, right, and size as 5. So in the memory location, one continuous block of memory will be stored with 5 length, that is in the index value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will store like this, right? So this is index, the memory location with the default value. What is the integer default value? 0, right? So 0, 0, 0, 0. It will store like this, right? So then this is how we declare a variable and it is used to store in the memory location. We will see the initialization of the array. So initialization can be done by 3 methods, right? So first one is at the declaration. So when we are declaring an array, that time itself we initialize an array also. Using a curly braces, we give the value to the array itself when declaring. Okay, so how it's running means, so see, this is the declaration, right? This is the declaration without elements. So now we are going to see the initialize. So first method is at declaration, right? So how we are going to do the, so first our data type, then our array name, then our size, then how we are going to initialize it, using curly braces, we are going to give the elements in it. Okay. So this is how we are going to initialize an array at the declaration part itself. Okay. So I have mentioned a size 5, right? So I have given here 5 elements. Okay. This is one method. So okay, this is a one method, that is first method. Okay. This is how we initialize at declaration part itself. Okay, hope you understood this. We will move to the next method. So that is partial initialization, right? So partial initialization means we will give the size as 5 or 6 maybe. So we will just initialize with 1, 2 or 3 partially. If I given the size as 5, I just initialize 2 elements and the remaining elements will be initialized with default value, that is 0, right? So partial initial, right? Initialization. I have written short, okay? So our data type and our array name. See, the variable should not be same for every array, okay? The variable should be different name when you initializing or declaring a new array. Otherwise, it will throw an error, right? So I am giving it as size 5 and I am initializing with just 2 values. Okay. So just 2 value I have given partially. Okay. So in the continuous memory, how it will store? So I have write like this, right? So what will happen here? My continuous memory, it will store like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 5 with the index 1, 2, 3, 4. It will store like this memory location, right? So first 2 value I have given, right? So I have given 0th index and I have given for 1 index. So I have given 1 and 2. Remaining all will be declared with 0, 0 with the default value. I have said you, right? If I just declare the array, it will initialize with 0 default value. Here also, if I given the partial initialization, the remaining value will be initialized with zeros. Okay. So this is how the partial initialization will work. Okay. So hope you understood. This is our second method of initialization, right? So now we have third method, that is without size, right? So I have said you, right, size is important. When size is important means when you declare an array, that time the size is important. But when you initialize an array, if you initialize with an element, it is not mandatory to mention the size. Okay. So wait, we will try to run that. So the third one is without size, right? So first our data type and our array name, and in this we are going to initialize an array without the size, right? So inside it I am going to initialize with 1, 2, 3. So now it will not, it is, we didn't given size, right? So it will just create how many numbers we have given here, that many memory space it will create in the memory location, right? That much memory space it will create in the memory location. Okay. So it will not throw any error. See, if I run this means it is not throwing any error. My compilation is successfully done, right? It is not throwing any error. At the declaration part, if you are not initializing with any value, then only you need to define the size. Then only it is, the size is mandatory. Okay. So this is the third method of the initializing the array, that is without size. Okay. So I hope you understood the three method of the initialization. One is at the declaration. right? And another one is partial initialization, and the remainder value will be initialized with 0, right? So the third one is without size. Okay, hope you understood this. So now we will move on to the next. Okay, I already said you about indexing, right? So we will see one example and we will mention their indexes. Okay, so I have initialized one array with the 5 elements. Okay, so I am initializing one array at the declaration itself. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I am given a 5, so I that wrote 5. Okay, how that this index will work? So in the memory location, we will have 5 memory space for our array with the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because here our size is 5 and our index will be up to 5 minus 1, that is 4, right? So here in the array, how does indexes work? So we have like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? So the indexes will be starting from left to right. So our first element is the 0th index element. Then our second element is the 1th index element. Then our third element is the second index element. Then our fourth element is the third index element. And our fifth element is the fourth element of the array. Okay. So this is how indexes will be worked. Okay. So now we have seen about indexing in array, right? So now we are going to see how the array element are represented in the memory locations, right? So every element will be having some address for it, right? So if we given 5 element in array, so the 5 element have different addresses, right? So how it looks like, see, we have like 5 elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? So if we write indexes means, so we will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is index. Then how the memory representation will look like means, so in the memory location we have like continuous memory boxes and it will store some value, right? So how memory addresses will occur means, so this is our address. So address will start from random value like 100, 200, 300. It will start from any random number for the 0th index. So I am starting it with 100, right? So the next address will be, it will add 4 to the previous 100. What is this 4 means? This is the size of an integer. What is the size of the integer? 4 bytes, right? So it will add 4 bytes to the previous address number. So if we add 100 plus 4, what we get? 104, right? So for the next address, we want to add 4 bytes to it, then it will be 108. Then the second index address is 108. Then if we add 4 to it, we will get 112, right? So the address of the third index element is 112. And if we add 4 to it, we will get 116. So that is the address for fourth index element, right? So this is how the address will be in the memory representation. So hope you understood. So now we are going to see about accessing the array element. So how to access the element? We have syntaxes like, first we need to write our array name. then square bracket, and inside which element we need to access, that element index we need to write here, and ended with semicolon. So this is how we are going to access our element from an array. So we will see one example. So I have initialized one array here. So first our indexes look like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then I want to access the zeroth element. So what I want to write here? Array, that is array name, and which index we need to access. I want to get the first element, so I am writing here index as 0. So here what will happen? Here this will call to the array and it will give the zeroth index value, that is 10. Now here we will be printed like 10. Okay, so I am running here. So see, we have got here 10, right? So again I am going to access the fourth element. We have in the index like 3, right? So variable name array, square bracket, and our fourth element is in the third index. So we need to write here 3. So here what we will get? First we will get 10, then we will get the 40, right? So we have got here see 10, 40. Okay. So if I want to write to print every 5 element, I just need to write here 5 printing statement, right? So here we can use the for loop also to print the every 5 elements. So we will see that later. So first understood this to access the element. So we can change the array element by accessing the using index. So see, I am going to change the first value into 100. Okay. So here what is happening? So first the array of 0 we have 10, right? Now we are going to change it to 100, right? And I am going to change the second index into 50, right? So what will happen here? The first element will be changed to 100 and our second element will be changed here to 50. Okay, so we will print that. So I need to print here 0th element and the second element, right? So I am writing here /n. See, before changing it I am going to print, and after changing it I am going to print. So I will write here one simple printing statement that you will understood. Before changing the value and after changing the value I am going to print it, right? So we will see. So see, here we have before, that is 10 and 30, and after we have changed, it is changed into 150, right? So here I will give one /n. So again I am running it. See, before it is 10 and 30, and after we change it, it becomes 150. So we are going to change the value by accessing using index values, right? So hope you understood this, how to access the element and how to change the element from the array. So we will move on to the next. So now we are going to see about the how to get user input from an array and how to print it using loops. Okay, so I'm creating one file. So we are going to know about how to get the user input for the array, right? Using loop. User input for array using loops. Okay, so how we are going to get? So basically, what are the things we need to form an array? First we need the size, right? So how much length it should be, we need to require that size. So first I'm getting the size of the array using scanf, right? And I'm declaring an array using this size. Okay, so here if I give the size as 5, it will declare an array like array of 5 with the length 5, right? So up to this you understood, I hope. So how do we get user input by loops means, first I'm going to write for, then I'm going to start the I from 0 because our index is starting from 0, right? Then I'm going to give the condition like I should be less than size, right? Then I increment. So if you don't understood, don't worry, we will see the explanation also. So inside it I'm going to write scanf %d and array of 5. Okay, so don't worry if you didn't get anything, we will see the explanation also. So for getting the user input, we have to write like this using for loops, and for printing, same for loop, we are just going to change the scanf into printf, right? And we are going to take this ampersand symbol. So first I'm going to run this. So first it is asking me for the size. I'm giving the size as 5, and it is now goes to this line and asking me for the user input here, right? So I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 element, right? So I given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is the code for to getting the input and output using the loops. Okay. So we will see the explanation now. So we have written like this, right? So int the size and one scanf and our integer array with the size of our size variable, right? Then I have written for int I equal to 0, I less than size, I plus plus. Then inside it what I had written, scanf, right? So %d ampersand symbol array of I written, right? So this is the code I had written. So basically, so this is our output screen. So first what is happening here, when I given the size as 5, think suppose I had given the size as 5. So in the memory area, it will initialize one array with 5 element that with the default value 0, right? So it will initialize like this, right? So this is the index value, and this is the 5 element represented in the memory location continuously, right? So when it comes to this line, so first our I will be 0, right? So it will check 0 less than, what is our size? Our size is 5. So why we are written here less than? Because our index will be size minus 1, right? So our index is up to 0 to size minus 1. So if I write here I less than 5, I less than size means what is our size? Our size is 5. So it will take up to 4, right? It will leave the 5. So only I have taken here less than. You can write like, so here you can write less than equal to size minus 1. This is also same. So here size minus 1 means you will get 4 and it will check I less than or equal to 4. Okay, so both are same. So first it will check I will be 0. It will check 0 less than 5. Yeah, that will become true. And it will go this line. And why we use scanf? To getting the user input, right? So here, for what I am getting the input? Here, the array of I means we have 0 in I, right? So I am getting the input for this 0th element, right? So this is how we are going to access the array element, right? So I am going to access that index and I am giving one value to it through scanf. So in our output screen, first we will give the size of the array, right? So this is size. So then it for I equal to 0, it will go inside and we will give one input that is 1, right? Then again after this the I will be incremented to 1, right? The I will be incremented to 1. It will check 1 less than equal to 5. Yeah, that is true. And in the scanf it will get for array of 1 element, right? So for index 1 it will get the input. So for index 1 I am giving 2 as the input, right? So this and all, it will not show in the output screen. I'm just writing it because you will understood, right? That. So then the I will be incremented again. Now our I will be 2, right? So it will check 2 less than 5. The condition gets true and it will get the user input for array of 2. That is this element. Now we are given here. So what we have given here, for 0th element we have given 1 and for 1th index we have given 2, right? So for the second index I am giving a 3. So this like it will be stored in the memory location, right? So then the I will be incremented to 3. Then it will check 3 less than 5. Yeah, that is true. So it will get the user input for third index, right? So it will get the element for third index. So I am giving here 4. So in the memory location 4 will be stored, right? So then the I will be incremented to 4, right? Then our I will be 4. So 4 less than 5, that is true. And it will get the input for fourth index. I'm giving it as 5, right? So in the array, now 5 will be stored, right? So again the I will be incremented to 5. It will check 5 less than 5. The condition becomes false and the loop gets terminated. So this is how we are going to get the user input using loops. So for printing also it is same. So instead of scanf we have just written printf, right? So yeah, when we return, we will not return the Samsung symbol. We will just write here I. It will goes through every I and it will access the element. Okay. So this is how getting the user input and printing it using for loop. Okay. So hope you understood this. So see, in the printing statement, first our I will be 0 and it goes to this line and it will get the array of 0. That is what we have 1, right? So 1 will be printed and again I will be 1 and it will get the array of 1 and the output will be 2, right? And again I will be incremented and it will get the array input for 2 and the 3 will be printed, right? So I have incremented to 3, third element will be printed, right? So this is how the printing statement will be worked, right? So hope you understood how to get the user input and how to print it using loops, right? So now we will see some questions in arrays. So before going to the problems, I want to tell you one thing. So for finding the length, okay, so now we are going to see about the to find the length of an array. So in the previous input we have simply got our size using user input, right? So what if they didn't mention any user type input size, and how we are going to get our length, right? So how we are going to get means, so first I am initializing one array, so that is without size. I am initializing directly. So here I didn't mention any size and I don't know how many length it has. So here you can see it has 6, but what if it has 10,000, 20,000? So how we are going to get the length? So we have one function called size of, okay? So size of. So what it will return means, it will return the size of that value. So if I return here 10 means it is integer, right? So it will return the size of this integer, that is 4 bytes, right? So integers as 4 byte, right? So it will return the size of this 10. See, let me print it. So here you are seeing, right, 4. Wait, I will give some gap here. So if I run this means, see, I have got here 4. So I can directly write here int, right? So what is the size of the int? 4. Same, right? So here you can see for float also. See, for float also it is 10, right? And char, for char it is 1, right? So you can see sizes using this size of function, okay? So using this, see, I can write here, if I want to see the size of this array element, I just need to write here accessing statement, okay? So if I write here means, now it will become 10, right? So it will give the size of that 10 value. So see, I have got here 4, right? So we are going to use this function to calculate the length, okay? So first I'm initializing one variable, that is length, and inside it I'm going to write size of array, the full array, what is the size, and I'm going to divide it by size of array of 0, that is first element. So what is happening here? So the size of this array means, so here how many element we have? We have 6 element, right? So how it will calculate means, so for one element, how much size it has? 4 size it has, right? So 4 byte every single element had, right? So for 10, it has 4 bytes. For 20, it has 4 bytes. For 30, it has 4 bytes, right? Every integer has 4 bytes. So how it will calculate the total size of means? So it will calculate 4 plus 4, 8. 8 plus, so 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 4, 16. 16 plus 4, 20. 20 plus 4, 24, right? So it will totally calculate the size and it will give a 24, right? So it will become 24. And we have said, right, what if we return the array of 0 means it is accessing the first element, right? So the size of function will return what? It will return the size, that is bytes value of the whatever value we are given here. So we are given here array of 0, that is 10, right? So what is the 10 size? That is integer. So it has 4 byte, right? So finally we will got the expression like this. And if we calculate this means we will get 6, right? So this is our length. So if we can calculate manually means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is how we are going to calculate the length of the array, right? If the size is not mentioned. Okay. So hope you understood the size of, we are calculating for the whole array. First we are calculating for the whole array and we are dividing it with single element, right? So the size of whole array gives the total byte value represented in the array and we are going to divide it by single value byte, right? So hope you understood how to calculate the length. So now we are going to move to the problems, okay? So our first question is student attendance analyzer. So what we have in our scenario, a teacher records students attendance for a week, right? So 1 means present, 0 means absent, right? So write a program to count how many students were present. Okay, so what is the question means? There is one student attendance and they represent 1 means present and 0 means absent, right? So what we have in our input C. So first they have given 7, that is size of an array, right? So how many elements it contains, that many elements. We need to first take the input and see this is array element, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this 7 element, we want to count the present and absent. So basically 1 means present and 0 means absent, right? So how many ones we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 ones we have and 2 zeros we have, right? So totally we have 5 presents and 2 absent. But our target is to count how many students were present, right? So how we are going to do this? So first we are going to use for loops, right? So we are going to iterate to every array elements. And inside this, we are going to add one condition that if our array of elements is equal to 1, if our array element is 1, then we are going to count it. So, okay, so that's it. So if you understood, pause the video and try it yourself. So hope you tried it. So I'm going to write the code for it, okay? So what is our question? Attendance analyze, right? So first what we want to initialize first, we want to require our size, right? We require first size. Then using scanf, we are going to get from the user input, right? then we are going to initialize one array with that size. Okay. So next what we are going to do, we are going to check the for if our index is starting from 0. So I have taken I equal to 0 and our I should be less than our size and I plus plus. I hope how this is iterating you understood. So for getting the user input from user, what we are going to do for array, percentage %d and ampersand symbol array of I, right? So every time it will iterate to I and it will get the user input. So after getting the user input, we are going to check how many ones we have in our array element, right? So I'm writing another for loop at j equal to 0, that is start our index is starting from 0, j less than size and j plus plus, right? So I am initializing one variable count equal to 0 because we need to count how many ones are present in array, right? So inside it I am going to write one condition. If our array of j equal to 1, then count the plus plus, right? So outside I am just going to print the count where present, right? Okay, so we will run this. So see, I have given the array size as 7. Okay, so I am giving elements like 1 1 1 0 1 0 and 1. Okay, so we have 5 were present. See how many ones we are given: 1 2 3 4 5. 5 ones we are given, right? So we have got 5 were present. Okay, so we will give another inputs. So I have given a 5 and 1 1 0 0 0. So here what will be output? We will get 2, we will get, right? 2 were present. Okay, so hope you understood this. So how it run internally? So first I hope you understood using scanf how we are getting the input. I think I don't want to explain it again for getting the scanf. So first, so what the code we have written for the find the one. So first we initialize one variable count equal to 0, right? And we have written one for loop to find that starting from 0 and that should be less than size and I plus plus. And inside it we have written one condition. What is our condition? If our array of I is equal to 1, just increase the count. I hope you know about this increment operator plus plus. It will add 1 to it, right? So what is happening? Our array, we have array size as 7. So we will take one simple number, that is 5. Okay. So our array is 0, sorry, 1 0 1 0 1. So 5 element we have. Our indexes is 0 1 2 3 4. Okay. So here first our I will be 0 and it will check I less than 5. Yeah, that is true. It will go inside this line and it will check. What is our array of I value? That is array of 0. What is our value? Our value is 1, right? So it will check 1 equal to 1. Yeah, that is true. Then it will goes inside this line and it will plus the count, and now our count will be 1, right? Now our count will be changed to 1. Then our I will be incremented to 1, 1 less than 5, that is true. So now our I value is 1. So what is our 1 index? 0, right? So 0 is not equal to 1. Then the condition becomes false and the count will not be increased. Then again the I will be incremented to 2. So it will check 2 less than 5. Yeah, that is true. So array of 2, what we have? We have 1, right? So it will check 1 equal to 1 or not. So 1 equal to 1, that is true. Goes to this line and count will be incremented to 2, right? So then now our I will be 3, 3 less than 5, that is true. It will access array of 3 equal to what? We have 0 in it, right? So 0. 0 is not equal to 1, then our condition gets false. The count will not increment, right? So again, the I will be incremented to 4. So now our I will be 4. It will check 4 less than 5. The condition gets true. So what we have in our array of 4? We have 1, right? So it will check 1 equal to 1. It is true and it will goes inside this and the count will be now 3, right? So again the I will be incremented to 5. It will check 5 less than 5. The condition gets false. It will not goes inside this line and it will not increment. So finally we will print the count, that is 3. So 3 were present in the class, right? So hope you understood this question. So this is the answer for our first problem, that is attendance analyzer. So we will move on to the next problem. So see what we have: electricity consumption analysis. So second problem is electricity consumption analysis. So what is our scenario? Electricity usage in units is needed for n houses. So write a program to count how many houses consumed more than 100 units. So our task is to find and count how many houses that is having more than 100 units, right? And we want to print that count. Okay, so here we have our input, like first the array size, then we have 1 2 3 4 5 6, like 6 input. In this, how many number is greater than 100? See, we have 120, that is greater, we have 150, that is greater, and 200, that is also greater. So we have 3 numbers that is greater than 100, right? So here we can say clearly that is 3 unit is consuming above 100. So how we are going to do this? So same like the previous sum, we are just going to change that equal to 1 to greater than 100, right? So only we are going to change the one condition from that problem. Okay, so stop the video and try it yourself. So hope you tried it. So I'm going to write the code for it. So what is our question? Electrical consumption, right? Which is more than 100. So first we want one size, right? Then using scanf, I'm going to get that size and I'm going to initialize the array with, sorry, declare an array with the size. And for getting the user input, we are going to use for loop and our I should be less than size and I plus plus, right? So inside it, we are going to get the input using scanf array of I, right? So this is how we are going to get the user input. Then what we are going to do, just another for loop starting from indexing 0 and I less than size and j plus plus. So I have told you, right? We are going to check that is our array of element is greater than 100. If our array element is greater than 100, we are just going to count it, right? So just declare one variable that is count starting with 0. If our array element is greater than 100, just count plus plus. Okay. So finally, we are going to print the where consume more than 100. So here we need to write count. Right? So we will run this first. Here I have written I instead of j, so that is why it is showing the error. So I'm running this code. So see, I have given here a size as 5 and I'm writing 90, 100, 1200, 130, then 4. So we have this 3 value that is greater than 100. If you want to include this 100 also, you just need to write here greater than or equal to 100. Okay. So I will run that. So I given as 5. So I have given 100, 90, 120, 450 and 29. So here how many value? 1, 2, 3, right? So 3 were consumed more than 100, right? So the same like the previous sum flow only it is running. So I will just explain this. So I hope you understood the scanf. So first it will come for the array of 0 element and it will get the user input. Then our I will become to 1 and it will check 1 less than 5 and the condition gets true and it will now get for the array of 1 and again the I will become 2 and it will check 2 less than 5 and it will get the element for second index and I will become 3. It will check 3 less than 5, that is true, and again it will get the input for array of 3, right? And I will become 4. It will check 4 less than 5, the condition becomes true and it will get the input for array element 5, right? Sorry, 4. Then it will increment to 5. It will check 5 less than 5, the condition gets false. So this loop will be terminated. Then it will initialize one variable that is count equal to 0 and it will goes into this line, right? So first basically our I will be 0. So it will check. So I'm taking our input like 100, 90, 120, 98. So first it will check our array of 0 greater than equal to 100 or not. What is our array of 0? We have 100 greater than equal to 100, that is true. Then our count will be incremented to 1, right? Then our I will be incremented to 1. It will check 1 less than 5, that is true. Then it will check for array of 1. Then what is our array of 1 value? We have 90, right? So it will check 90 greater than equal to 100. The condition gets false. It will not come inside this count, right? The I will be incremented to 2. It will check 2 less than 5, that is true. And it will get the array of 2 element that we have 120, right? So it will check 120 greater than or equal to 100. Yeah, it is greater than 100. Yeah, that becomes true. Now we have 1 in count, right? So it will increment it to 2. Then again the I will be incremented to 3. It will check 3 less than 5. The condition gets true. So it will get the value for array of 3. What we have? We have 90, right? So it will check 90 greater than equal to 100. That is false. So it will not enter into the if condition. And again the I will be incremented to 4. It will check 4 less than 5. The condition gets true. Array of 4 what we have? We have 8. So it will check 80 greater than or equal to 100. The condition gets false. It will not enter into the count. Then the array will be 5. It will check 5 less than 5. The loop will be terminated. So finally 2 will be printed here. Okay, so this is how internally this program is running. So hope you understood this problem. So if you have any doubts, let me see in the comments. I hope you understood. Let me move on to the next problem. Okay, so if you have any queries about this, so just feel free to ask in the comments, so that let me know. So now we are going to move on to the third problem, that is product sales performance. Okay, so scenario: a company records daily product sales for a week. Write a program to count days where sales are above average, right? So what does the scenario means? So first there are a company records that will records the daily sales for a week, right? So we need to write a program to count the days where sales are above average. So what does this average means? So if we have some set of numbers in one box, we will find one average number for every number, right? So in schools we will calculate our marks average, right? So we will calculate that mark average. So first we will calculate the total marks we obtained, right? So if we got 70 in every, we have 5 subject and you have got 70 in 5 subject. Okay, we have got 70 in every subject. So total how many mark you will get? You will get 350, right? So how to find the average in the 350? So you will just divide it by total number of subject, right? So 350 divided by 5 you will do and you will get your average mark, right? So you will just get the average mark as 70, right? So this is how you are going to find the average by adding the every element in the array, and we are going to divide it by our size of the array, right? So first we are going to find the average of our array and using one loop, and we are going to take another loop for checking the element which is greater than average, right? So pause the video and try it yourself. Now we are going to write the code for that problem. So what we are going to do, we are going to find the daily record and return the count which is greater than our average, right? So first what we want size, and using scanf I'm going to get that size, and with that size I'm declaring one array. So first we need to, using scanf I'm going to get the user input. I hope you know that. So this is how we are going to get the array elements using scanf, right? So then I want to find the average. For finding the average, first what I need, I want the total sum of the array, right? then only I can divide it by the total size. So first I want the total sum of the array. So how we are going to find the total sum of the array? So first I am initializing one variable sum equal to 0. We are going to add the array element in this sum variable. Okay. So next I am writing one for int j starting from index 0 and j less than size and j plus plus. So what I am here writing means I am just going to write sum equal to sum plus array of y. Okay. So what will happen here? So first basically our sum will be 0, right? So if I given my array like size 5 and my elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so assume that. So first my j will be 0, right? So it will check 0 less than 5. That is true. Then it will goes inside this code and it will do the sum. That is sum equal to sum plus array of I. What we have in our sum now? 0. So 0 plus array of I j value. So here we need to write j, not I. So what is our j? 0, right? So we have 0th element, that is 10. So what is 0 plus 10? We will get 10. So now in our sum we will have 10 in it, right? Then again the j will be incremented to 1. It will check 1 less than 5, the condition becomes true. So now in our sum we have 10 in it. So 10 plus our array of 1 will be what? So 10 plus array of 1 we have 20, right? So we will get 30. So now in our sum it will store 30, right? Then again j will be incremented to 2. It will check 2 less than 5. The condition gets true. So in our sum, what we have? 30 we have, right? And our j value is 2, right? So 30 plus array of 2, what we have? We have 30, right? So 30 plus 30, we will get 60, right? So see, don't get confused. Our indexing is like this, right? So in sum, now we have 60 in it, right? So then our j will become 3. It will check 3 less than 5. The condition gets true. So in our sum, we have already 60 in it, right? So plus array of 3, what we will get? We will get 60 plus array of 3, we have 40, right? So we will get 100, right? So in our sum, now we will have 100 in it, right? So again, the j will be incremented to 4. It will check 4 less than 5. The condition gets true. So already we have 100 in our sum. So now it will add array of 4 to it. So 100 plus array of 4, what we have? 50, right? So it will become 150, right? Then our I will be incremented to, j will be incremented to 5. It will check 5 less than 5. The condition gets true. The condition gets false. Then the loop will be terminated, right? So now totally in our sum we have 150, right? Then what we need to find? We need to find the average of an array, right? So I'm declaring one variable and inside it. How to find the average? Total sum of the array divided by size, right? That is the length of the array. So first we will just print our average, what is coming. So I given a 5. So first 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so see our average is 30. So here I hope you can see it. That is our average is 30. Okay. So this is how we are going to find the average of the given array. So now we are just going to find which is greater than array and we are going to count that. So k less than size k plus plus. So if our array of k greater than our average, we are just going to count plus plus, right? So I am initializing one variable count equal to 0. And that is greater than average. Okay. So I hope this loop you understood. So we have done this for previous two sum also. So see, I'm just running it. So I given yes 5 and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have got the average here in the previous output 150, sorry 30, right? So which is greater than 30? The 40 and 50, right? So we will get 2. See, 2 that is greater than our average. Okay. So hope you understood this problem. So if you have any doubts, so ask in the comments. Okay. So I hope you understood this. So we will move on to the next problem. Now we are going to see our fourth problem, that is online exam score validation. So our scenario is an online exam system stores student marks. So our task is to write a program to replace all the negative marks with 0, right? So in our input we have 6. They are given the size as 6 and we have some elements in the array and we have negative numbers also. And our task is to just replace this negative numbers with 0. So first we are going to iterate through the loop, right? So we are just going to check if our array of I is equal to 0. Then we are going to change the value. Did you remember that in the starting of the array class I have said we can change the array element by accessing it, right? So I am going to write that inside the if condition, just array of I equal to 0. That will change the negative values into 0, right? So pause the video and write yourself. You are going to write the code now. Okay. So online code validation. So first what we need? We need one size and using scanf we are going to get that. And declaring an array with the size, right? Then what we supposed to do? We are going to get the user input, right? So less than size, then I plus plus, scanf, percentage d and array of I. right? So we have got the user input. Then what we are supposed to do? I am writing j equal to 0, j less than size, j plus plus. So here we are just going to check if our array of j is equal to 0. Sorry, it is less than 0. So we are supposed to find the negative number side. So we want to write less than 0. So if it is negative number, that is less than 0, just change the array of j equal to 0. We are changing that value. If something like our array of maybe 3 is less than 0, that is if I given minus 7, that is less than 0, right? Then it will goes inside this and it will change the array of 3 value into 0. Then we will see instead of minus 7, we will see the 0 in it. Okay, so this is how this code will be done. So then finally we are going to print it. For printing, we are just going to write print %d and array of k. Okay. So first I will run this. So see, I given a size as pi. So minus 1, 2, minus 3, 4, 5. So for minus 1, minus 3, it is supposed to do 0. So see, we have got 0, 2, 0, 4, 5. Okay. So first we are getting the scanf for getting the input and we are checking whether our element is less than 0, that is negative number or not, and we are just replacing it with 0. See example, I have given the size as 5 and I am written here 1, 2. Okay, let's take it as simple. My size is 3 and I given here like minus 3. Okay, so my indexes are 0, 1, 2, right? So these are my index. So first what will happen here? My I will be equal to 0. It will check 0 less than 3. Yeah, that is true. It will goes inside this line. So it will check array of, this is not I, this is j. So our array of j, that is 0, it will check less than 0 or not. So what we have in our array of 0, we have minus 1, right? So minus 1 less than 0, the condition gets true, it will goes inside this line. And it will change the value, that array of 0, it will change into 0. Now here, it will change it into 0, right? So then, the j will be incremented to 1. So it will check 1 less than 3, the condition gets true. So now again it will check array of 1 less than 0 or not. What we have in array of 1? We have 2, right? So it will check 2 less than 0. No, the condition is false. Then it will not go to this line. Then the j will be incremented to 2. It will check 2 less than 3. The condition gets true. So it will check array of 2 less than 0 or not. What we have in array of 2? Minus 3, right? So it will check minus 3 less than equal to 0. That is true. So now again in the array of 2, we will change the value to 0. Now we have here 0, right? So then the j will be incremented to 3. It will check 3 less than 3, the condition gets false. The loop will be terminated. and in the printing statement our value will be 0 to 0, right? So this is how the program is running. So instead of I am using this 3 for loop, I can write it in this same for loop, right? See how I am writing. So if my array of 5 equal to 0, and change my array of 5 equal to 0. So we are supposed to write less than. I forgot. Then I am just printing it. I am getting scanf and I am checking if my array is less than 0, and if it is that, it will change into 0, and if it is not, it will print the value, right? So but if we have done in the same for loop, for single value, while you are giving one value, it will print. See, first I have given here 3, okay, size. So if I given here -1, then it will print 0. Then if I given 3, it will print 3. If I given -2, it will print 0. So our array element is 0, 3, 0. This is. So we can do it even in single for loop. But we are doing it, instead we are doing in the 3 loops. Both are correct only. Okay. So hope you understood this problem. We will move on to the next problem. Okay. So next problem is election vote counter. So what does our scenario means? Votes received by a candidate in different booths are stored. Write a program to find total votes and highest booth votes. Right? So what does our question means? We have different booths are stored in our array. Right? Our task is to find the total number of votes. That means we want to calculate the sum of the array and we should find the highest booth votes. That means we should find the highest number in our array, right? So here our input is 5. That means our size of an array is 5 and we have here 5 elements. So here if we add, we will get 1200, and here which is the greatest number? 340 is the greatest number, right? So we are going to do that. So first we will calculate the total, right? Total sum using the loops. Then how we are going to find the highest vote? So first for finding the highest number, we just first take our first element, that is 120, right? Before using the for loop, we will take this first element and we will store it in one variable. Okay. Then using the loops, we will iterate to the array and we will check every time that our variable is, array of I is greater than our variable value. We are just going to store that array of I in our variable. Okay. So don't get confused. I will explain it. So what we are going to do means we will declare one variable with our first value, and using loops I am going to find if there is something greater than our first element, I am going to store it. Okay, until the loop gets terminate, I am going to find the greatest element continuously, and once the loop gets terminated, you will get the greatest element and I am going to print that. Okay, so don't get confused, we will get understood. Now I am going to code it. So our problem is election vote counter, right? So for that we first need our size. Using scanf I am going to get that. Then I am declaring one array with that size and using for loop. Less than size I plus plus. I'm just going to get the input using scanf, right? So then what I'm supposed to do, first I need to find the sum, right? That is total votes. So I'm just written initialize one variable total equal to 0. I hope you already know that how to calculate the total, right? We have seen it in the previous sum, right? So our j should be less than size and j plus plus. So what we are supposed to do? So total equal to total plus array of j, right? So this will calculate the total sum of our array, right? Then we need to find the maximum value, right? So how we are going to find the maximum value from an array? So I have said you, right? First we are going to take one variable and we are storing our first element, that is our array of 0. Then using for loop I am going to take k equal to starting from I, because we had used here 0, right? We have stored our first element in the max itself, so we don't need to start from 0, and our k should be less than size k plus plus, right? Then what I am supposed to do means, if my array of 5 greater than my max, if it is greater than max, then just store max equal to array of 5. Okay, so if you don't understood, don't worry, we will explain. So first I am printing the total is the total votes, and here we need to write total, right? So I am giving a slash n, so it will print in the next line. Next printf percentage d is the max vote. Then I am going to print the max, right? So first we will run this. So we have some errors like k, I have mismatches the variable, so it is showing some error. So see, first I have given the size as 5 and 300, 200, 500, 150 and 600. So which is the maximum value here? 600 is the maximum value, right? So if I given here 1750 is the total votes and 600 is the maximum votes. Okay, so I hope you understood. So we are getting this. So now we will see how this maximum will work. So we have some code like, first we have stored int max equal to array of 0. That is, first we have stored our first element, right? So then inside the for loop, int I equal to 0. Sorry, it is supposed to be start from 1, right? Because we have already declared our 0th element in the max itself, right? Then I should be less than size. Then I plus plus. Then what I have written here, if my array of I greater than my max, just change my max equal to array of I, right? So now we are going to see the explanation for to find the maximum value in the array. So this is our code, right? So we have taken the first element as the max initially, and we should start our I from 1 because we already take our 0th element at the max, right? So first what will happen here, in the max, if I given the size value as see 10, 50, 20, 30, just 4 is enough. Okay, so first in the max what will be stored, 10 will be stored, right? So first initially our I will start from 1, so it will check I less than 4, that is true because 1 is less than 4. So it will check array of 1 greater than max. What we have in max? 10, right? Array of 1 means we have 50 in it, right? So 50 greater than 10, that is true. Then it will come to this line and it will now store the array of 5. So 50 in max. So in our 50 we have now max, right? So I will change this to 60 so well you understand better. So now I will be incremented to 2. It will check 2 less than 4, that is true. Then it will check array of 2 greater than what we have in our max, 50, right? So array of 2 what we have, 20, right? It will check 20 greater than 50, the condition gets false. Then it will not goes inside this line. It will now increment the I to 3. It will check 3 less than 4, the condition gets true. Then it will check 3, 3 less than 4, the condition gets true. So array of 3 what we have, 60. So in max what we have, 50, right? So it will check 60 greater than 50, the condition becomes true. Then it will comes to this line and now it will store max equal to array of I means array of 3 we have 60. So it will now store max as 60, right? So again the I will be incremented to 4. It will check 4 less than 4, the condition gets fails, the loop gets terminated. So here what is our maximum value? Our maximum value is 60, right? So in our max variable what we have? We have 60. So right, so this is how we are going to find the maximum value in the array. Okay, so hope you understood this. So this is our code to find the total votes and the maximum vote in the array. So I hope you understood this. So I have one homework for you. So the question is sensor fault detection. So our scenario is sensor reading must be in the range 10 to 100. So write a program to count invalid readings. So what you are supposed to do? So first, this is size of the input and this is the elements, right? So what's our question says? The readings must be in the range 10 to 100. If it is less than 100 also, it is invalid. If it is greater than 100 also, it is invalid. So you see, first you need to write one for and initialize one count outside the for. Then inside the for loop, we are just going to write one condition. If my array of I greater than 10, and we are going to use here AND operator, right? Because we need to check both the condition. So we also check array of I should be less than 100. If it is not, then we are going to count plus plus, right? So try it yourself. So thank you for listening. So we will see in the next video. So I hope you understood. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more videos.